Hi, this is Dave with Level Up Woodworking, and today it's all about organization. I don't know about you guys, but I'm constantly reorganizing my shop, cleaning out drawers, putting things back, and then I mess it up all over again. So today with my workbench, I'm going to try to clean out some of my drawers, organize them in such a manner that I just can't mess it up. So let's get started. Now I have three different kind of drawers in this table. One for things that I use with my table saw, one for like everyday tools that I want access to, and another one for my hand sanders and sandpaper. So I took the same approach, but I had to take three different views about how to make these more organized. I started with a piece of, well actually, I even started before the piece of paper. I laid everything out on the table to look at what I wanted to fit in that drawer. Then I went to a piece of paper and kind of laid it out with dimensions to draw it out and see what it would look like. Then I went to Google SketchUp and sketched something out with actual dimensions that actually changed some of my designs. And then finally I kind of laid that out in an optimizer to figure out how much wood I had and what I wanted to do with the drawers so I could get the most out of the wood that I had available. Now, it wasn't all clean, but I'll show you during the process what happened. Let's get started. The first thing I did was take everything out of the drawers and kind of lay them out to see what I want to keep in the drawers and maybe what I want to put somewhere else. So for example, all of the table saw stuff here, I definitely want to have access to that. Since this is an outfeed table, my table saw will always be next to this. I've got my dust collection in the bench as well. So all of that stuff I definitely want to put in a drawer. The drill and drill bits, I'm still kind of questioning whether I want to hang the drill on the side or put it in a drawer. And the charger I'm going to hang on the side of the table and permanently plug it into the table. So if there's power to the table, I can always charge a battery. So that'll save me some space. Some of the dust collection attachments here, I don't know where those going to go yet, but that may be going in the drawer with some of the drill stuff. And then all of the drill bits here in these cases, I'm going to put those with the drill press that I don't have yet, but when I get it, I'll build a cabinet and those will all go in there. I will certainly have access to some bits in a drawer, but most of them will come with the drill press. And then last but not least, all the sanding material will definitely go in that drawer, including the dust attachments. And I have two planers here that I'm going to try to fit in the sanding drawer with the sander stuff. So it was a good exercise for me. I put a few things away. And now I've got to decide how to design dividers to be able to support putting all the stuff in the drawers. Well, after looking through everything that I wanted to put in the sanding drawer, I came up with this sketch right here and laid out all the dimensions and where I wanted different pieces. And then from there, I put everything into Google SketchUp and laid out all the dimensions again and made quite a few changes because I did the exact dimensions. And in fact, I missed a few that I had to add in to make sure I knew exactly what I was cutting. And then from that point, I did a optimized plan of the piece of wood that I have to cut because I wanted to save as much as I could for the next drawer. Well, now that I had a plan put together, I started cutting the strips to length and then cutting them off individually to the exact dimensions that I had specified. And then I taped like pieces together because I was going to notch them out on the table saw. And I got out my crosscut sled and started doing that. And that way it just kind of fits together like a puzzle. After that, I laid everything out. I wanted to make sure I had all the pieces and I was ready to glue it together. And boy, I had a tough time trying to figure out how it went together. I actually had to get my plan back out and try to put all the pieces there. And as you can see, it was a little bit challenging, but I finally got the pieces together and then glued it and let it dry. And then I was ready to take a shot at putting it in the drawer. Well, my first pass getting it in the drawer, it didn't fit. And in hindsight, I probably should have taken the drawer out and slid it in, but I decided to cut off some of the back end pieces of it, and it fit in just fine. But yeah, I wasn't thinking straight. It would have probably been better to just take the whole drawer out. But after my second try, it worked out just fine. Hey, I just want to take a moment to thank my friends at DeSenius.com for hooking me up with the apparel, the hat. They do coffee mugs, they do water mugs, they can do just about anything. Put your logo, your name on it. They even put them on cars if you want. Check them out, DeSenius.com. After completing the sanding drawer, I decided to move on to the table saw drawer. And here I was going to make 2 levels, and on the top level I'm making a very simple straightforward box and put a 1/4 inch hardboard bottom on it, and then that'll set on some slides or stilts, however you want to call it, that I put on the sides of the drawer, and put a couple holes in it so I could fit some dust collection pieces in there. And that was about it. And the things that I get to on a daily basis are in that top drawer, or the holes that I put in. And the things that I don't need quite as much, I keep underneath. So there's a kind of a thought process to go through to figure out what you need and how it will work best for you. right, I'm going to get started on the third drawer, which really was a lot of the drill and associated equipment. But quite a few of these things I'm actually going to put with the drill press. So I'm changing some of this because I've got a lot of space. I can add more things. So I'm going to have room for 2 drills, even though I don't have 2 yet. I'm hoping that someday I'll be able to do that. And then my headphones and my mask and stuff will be put in here. And like the first drawer, I actually did a Google SketchUp to kind of give me a perspective of how I want to build it. So let's go ahead and start cutting some wood to get this going. So I started my third and final drawer, and I actually kind of stuck to the plan this time. Started cutting my dividers and putting the slots in, and used a mallet to put those together, and that fit in the drawer real well. It was a nice tight fit, as you'll see. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I also cut some pieces for the drill, which I kind of spared you from because how many times you want to show people cutting holes. But got it all put together, and it was a tight fit, but I was very happy with the fact that it was snug and I could put everything in. So once I got the drawer assembled and back on the rails, I could put my battery and drill and headphones and mask and those things that I use on a daily basis in the drawer. Some people would like to have that stuff out and maybe easier access, but I like everything put away. So, well, got all 3 drawers done. Happy with the layout of the drawers. Wasn't exactly a smooth process through the whole thing. I had to make changes to each drawer as I went through it. Even with all the detailed work on laying it out, putting it in Google SketchUp, optimizing the wood that I had available, I still had to make changes in the end. But I think that process helped me to make sure that they came out as effective and efficient as I possibly could have done it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.